Big t-shirt vibes. I don't even have earrings on. Let's get into it. 10 tips, hacks, tricks, secrets that I use while fasting to make fasting just a little bit easier and a little bit more fun. Number 1, breath work all day long. Y'all knew that was gonna be on this list, so let's just get it over with. Number 1, if you do fasting without breath work, you are really missing out on just so much ease, honestly. Breath work decreases the appetite, especially more slow parasympathetic breaths like Tumo breathing. I have a whole video, 10 Tumo breaths. You can tap in, see what I'm talking about. I also have courses and stuff you can check out too, but that's just, you know, on the side, just letting you know. You can literally fill up on prana, chi, vital life force energy, and decrease the appetite. So do it very first thing in the morning. Like, don't drink water, don't drink your coffee, tea, eat, none of that. First thing, get in at least 20 to 30 minutes of breath work. You'll notice how much you eat out of habit instead of hunger. You know I could talk about that one the most, but I have so many videos about this, so we won't go into it, but breath work for sure is number 1. You're detoxifying so much more because 70% of toxins are released through breathing, not in the bathroom, through breathing. Adding breath work to your detox is like a no-brainer. Dos, always have juice on deck. This is like an essential, because if you're caught out and about with some friends or doing something and you don't have any juice, you will be tempted to just be like, I mean, all right, let me just, whatever. I don't have anything and I would like to consume something right now. Let me just get these fries or whatever the heck your thing is. Either pull up to a juicery if that happens to you, or bring juice wherever you go. Have a little cooler, have a little cooler bag, whatever they're called. Just stay ready, stay stacked, because those cravings will hit, especially when you're out with friends and they're like, let's get lunch. And you're like, I mean, I can go, but I'm gonna have my juice if I go. You know what I'm saying? Be the weird one, be the oddball. That's probably like the hardest part of fasting, is the social aspect of it, but it all starts and ends with you. This your life, so take control. Segueing into number 3, spend time with loved ones and friends. Now, I say this one like a little hesitantly, because honestly, the more nervous system's in a room, the more unheightened the breathing. And when we're in that more sympathetic 18 or more breaths a minute, which most of us usually are, you're probably in it right now. I'm probably in it right now because I'm excited. Typically, the way you're breathing is the way you're thinking, is the way you're living. So I say that with grace, but I mean, invite friends over, like to watch a movie, something that will like really fill up the time. As you go into fasting and as you dive into this world, you realize how full you can be from like really good conversations, or just like playing with friends outside, or whatever that may look like for you. Just like spending time with loved ones can really be filling if those people aren't draining. Choose wisely, but spending time with loved ones has really helped for me. I love like, hey, let's have a movie night. And it's really hard, right? Because you're like, movie night, snacks, get your juice, or your water, or whatever it may be that you're fasting on. I think like a little sidebar I just want to put in here real quick, especially when you look at it like, okay, this is just 3 days, or this is just like a week of my entire life. I think I can dedicate me to me for a week. Like, think about the way you dedicate yourself to like a job, or like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whoever. What if you did that for you for like 3 to 7, whatever, how long your fast is, days? Just thought for food for thought. Juice feast. This is great for the beginning of fast, I feel like, personally, especially when you're just like easing into it. If this is your first time ever doing a solid food vacation and you're just like used to consuming all day, like food is kind of a part of your boredom or part of your routines, feast it, don't fast it. So that means basically just drink as much juice as you want. Like, just go in, just like all the juice in your body, because you will get really full off of juice, despite what you may think, or you know, whatever your liquid is. I'm just personally talking about juice fasting because that is what I have the most experience with. Yeah, I love to do this on like day 1 or 2. Usually really just day 1, I'm just like, I just allow myself, because it's such a, you know, shift in density from like consuming solids to just straight up distilled water, aka juice. So allow yourself the freedom, maybe the first day, 2 days, whatever it looks like for you. Maybe you do it the whole time, I don't know, whatever is clever for you. Just, you know, allow yourself to do it. Watermelon for me is probably one of my favorites to feast on, because you get so much juice from just one melon. So like, go in. Herbs, tonics, all the things. So during a detox, there are some recommended parasite killers that we can pop up on the screen here that I highly recommend, because those cravings are not you. They are your parasites. They're literally not you. Like when you're sitting here like, oh, I just really want chocolate, or I don't know, whatever it is, that is not you. That's not your thought. It is 100% a parasite in your body that is telling you that that's what you want. So with that in mind, just be aware, observe it, and I highly recommend some of my favorites that I know I popped up on the screen, but wormwood is beautiful. Diatomaceous earth is really, really great. Black walnut is a really great one too. And to add to that, I have a blog post all about this, but my daily herbal tea, I also have at nighttime typically, but red clover, dandelion, and burdock are like the base. Sometimes I'll add, usually honestly, I'll add other herbs to my daily regimen. I might have bladderwrack, I might have red raspberry leaf, yellow dock, marshmallow. What else is over in that cabinet? Astragalus. I have a whole cabinet full of herbs. So, you know, I think the bitters, especially those three I said, dandelion, burdock, red clover, that bitterness, that like earthy taste of herbs, squeeze a little lemon in it if you want, really suppresses the appetite. Hot water in general suppresses the appetite. So if you're really like, yo, I need to eat, maybe drink some hot water, just straight hot water, nothing in it. That's like a bonus tip. Really, really helps. Fill your time with tasks that take a long time. So if there's like a project or something that you've been putting off for a while, this is your time to do it. I have literally planned fast because I have a project going on. I'm like, you know what? I gotta do this big thing. I'm gonna just fast that day. Personally for me, when I have like a lot of work to get done or like a project to complete, I'm such a like, if I started, I have to finish it type of person. So I don't even think about food or consuming because I'm just like tunnel vision into this project. Or it doesn't even have to be a project. Like just draw out your tasks for the day if you can. Like instead of taking a shower, take a bath. Every single time I do a solid food vacation, I probably take a bath, just because it just takes longer. And by the time I'm out of the bath, I'm like so relaxed and settled that like, I'm gonna just go to bed. It just kind of kills the like need, those desires. Sleep, rest, chill out. Well, one, sleep is unconscious breath work. I have a whole video about that. If you want to know more, check it out. I'll have a link down below, or maybe it'll pop up. But essentially, rest is really, really important, as we know, and especially during this time where your body is healing and processing and detoxing. Allow yourself to rest. So maybe you get done that big project and take a nap. That also kills a lot of time. I keep saying like kill a lot of time because just a lot of times we put ourselves in this like, all right, I'm doing a 3-day or a 7-day, and you're like, oh, today, this whole day, I have to go this whole day without eating or whatever, consuming what I really like. And if you just break it down by like hours, it's really not that much time when you really start to fill it in other ways. Like you can get full in other ways. Start drinking your juice as late as you can, and obviously give yourself grace. Don't press it like, okay, it's 8 p.m. I think I'll finally drink. I just say that as far as like, personally, I have such a long morning routine that I drag out anyway, but especially when I'm fasting, it's a little bit longer than even usual. My first juice might not be until like 2 p.m., maybe noon, just depends. But once you wake those taste buds up, you wake them up. So just keep that in mind, you know, like you're probably gonna want more. As soon as you feed the want, you're gonna keep wanting. Really eating stirs the appetite. So as you notice, if you've gone on longer fasts, the appetite just decreases as you go, because again, those taste buds, that eating is what stirs the appetite. Just keep that in mind, or start the day off with juice. You know, like whatever works for you. This is just my personal, like what I do. I just notice when I start earlier, I consume way more. Nature is so filling. So if that means going for a walk, that means taking a nap in the park, if that means reading a book outside, go do it. Or do yoga outside, or whatever it looks like. Getting outdoors, I think, is really, really helpful. You really start to reflect nature. And you notice how much nature just never forces and never rushes, perfectly imperfect. And putting your feet in the grass alone gives you those negative ions and just really centers you a lot. Last and final tip, have fun with it. Like, enjoy it. I know you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to enjoy this? But it doesn't have to be a miserable time. Like, look up new juice recipes, try things you never tried before, add jalapeno, add ginger, add mint. Just like experiment and play with it. It doesn't have to be this like horribly miserable time. Like, I promise you, it really doesn't have to be a horrible miserable time. Add a lemon to something that maybe you haven't, or a lime, or just like roots that you've never tried. You'd be surprised all the things you can juice, honestly. Like, have fun, explore, maybe try something new every single day, or go like 3 days on this and then 3 days on that. Maybe you set out a whole game plan. Everybody has their own little method. I personally really like lately just like choosing, especially because it's watermelon season, like choosing, you know, I'm gonna just do watermelons right now, and then I'm gonna do grape and lemon maybe, and then I'm gonna just do pineapple and apple, kind of just like mono juicing, I guess you could say. Maybe you switch it up every single day. Maybe in the morning you have this, at nighttime you have this. Have fun, explore, put on your favorite playlist and juice and put love into that juice. Like, it can actually be really, really fun. There's days where it's not, there's moments where it's not, when those detox symptoms hit and you're like, why am I doing this? This sucks, but I promise it's not all bad. It's more good than bad. So I hope this helped. If you guys actually have been considering this, but I don't know if I'm like the person you want to see this from, but I was considering just making like a 3-day detox guide, just literally running through like what 3 days of a solid food vacation looks like for me and what I would recommend for others to do. If you want that to be a thing, we can make it a thing. Y'all let me know. The only way it'll make it a thing is if you guys let me know. All right, that is it. That's all I got. Until next time, y'all. Peace and love.